Hi, my name is Speeder, and I'm a caffeineaholic.
My name's Eljay, and I am a maskaholic.
Hello everyone and welcome to the recent review. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit special. We are going to be looking over all of the collectible and or exclusive masks from 2015. Now I will be going into some detail regarding some of them. You guys will be seeing what they look like on some characters, but not all. I do not have the time to sink into putting these masks on every single individual character that you may want to see it on. So I won't be taking requests for that. My apologies. I will, however, be going into their exclusivity, what little I know of it, and some price points and what have you, and I'll be busting all of them open. So you're likely going to see a lot of values decrease in this very video alone. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to go from earliest scene to latest scene, similar to how it's kind of done here. Let's jump right in. And today we are starting off with the exclusive Tahu mask. Now this is also known as the Clear Mask of Fire, and this was exclusive to New York Comic Con. And as you can see here, it was October 9th to the 12th of... You gonna focus? No? It says 2014. So the reason I actually bring this one up is because it is a 2015 piece, even though this was debuted and given out in 2014. So I'm kinda sorta cheating a little bit, but I think you guys will forgive me. So as we can see here, this comes in a case, just like this, and the mask is right there. And how you open this case is you basically bend it a bit, and it'll pop out. A little bit of background for this mask. The mask itself, there are a lot of them. However, it's the case that differs between iteration. Now I'm trying to find, let me see, okay, so on the back you'll see this one is only 1 out of 1,500. There's another one that was given out at a different exclusive event, and that was 1 out of, I don't know, I think 500. I'm gonna take a guess. Now there were more of these made. This is not as special as this is. So a lot of the value you're gonna find is in the packaging because it's a Comic-Con exclusive. So this is the one that was given out publicly at New York Comic Con when BIONICLE 2015 was debuted. Thank you very much to Meso for giving me this copy. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. There we go. That's how it opens. As you can see, this floats around a little bit. Nobody is interested in that. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. Okay, this is a clear mask of fire. Obviously, it is made out of the clearest plastic they can use. It's exactly the same as any other mask of fire, just incredibly clear. Looks kind of like glass. It's very difficult to see, obviously enough. But there it is. Very shiny. Now I will go ahead and probably on the screen right about now, you will see the mask of fire on Tahu. Obviously enough, I'm not going to put him on anyone else, but you can see it on Tahu, and it looks really cool. I wouldn't necessarily say it fits him, but it does look really neat. In order to package that back up, go ahead and get this all the way to the bottom. And then slide the mask in. And gently make sure it's all center. Clip it together. There you go. Let's go ahead and move on to our next mask. Oh, wait, real quick before we do. The value of this ranges anywhere from $20 to about $60. Anywhere in that price range. Again, thank you to Messinac for giving me this. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Next we have the, I believe this is called the Hero Pack. Now this was given out right around, I'd say, mid-2015. This was given out as a free poly bag on the Lego Shop at Home with a purchase of, oh, I don't know, X, Y, and Z amount. You get certain sets and you get this. So as you can see, it is in a bag, a poly bag. Information on the back, and you get to see what is in it on the front. Now we can see here that we have a little pamphlet looking over the new heroes. We have the masks that you need to get, you know, the counterpoints, Lee was Gold Mask and his normal one, Mask of Jungle, Mask of Stone, so on and so forth. We also see that on the other side, we have a map, and that's really cool. And we can see here that we have some stickers as well. But the most important part about this poly bag is what's in the center. We get a generic Skull Spider, which you can get in any of the Stone or Jungle sets, and a new recolor of the Mask of Fire. Now, this was also given out to select members of the BIONICLE community. One of them has some solid orange intermixed in the middle. However, this one was first seen very early on in the developmental stage, when BIONICLE was still kind of, sort of, you know, everyone was just learning about it, coming back and whatnot, and somebody got a hold of this. So, let's go ahead and bust this open, snap of a finger. Okay, there we go. So we can see we actually have a lot to look at here. Let's go ahead and dump it all out. So right here, we have these stickers. Now, as you can see, they're very bright, they glow, kind of a golden, kind of a rainbow color. Looks really, really cool. I don't have any use for stickers, but hey, these are neat for anyone that does. Right here we have our pamphlet, and it's basically just looking over Tahu's comic, instructions if you need them, and looking over some of the characters. That's about it, just an advertisement. Then we have the Skull Spider. Again, just a generic blue Skull Spider. That's fine. Then we have this. Now, I can't really show this in its entirety on this camera right now, but there you go. All your masks. But what a lot of people really enjoy is what's on the other side. This is a map of the island of Okoto, and it also gives some landmarks where Pohaji's mask was found, Tahu's, Galley's, so on and so forth. So you can kind of hang this up on your wall. It'll look really cool. Got this cool kind of BIONICLE compass, and it looks really neat. It's a really, really awesome looking map. You can put it up on your wall. I have mine, as you may have noticed, right next to my Island of Matanui map, and it looks really neat. So, folds up, really nice. Now, finally, to the Mask of Fire. Now this one, same thing as the last one, Mask of Fire, but it is in transparent orange. Now this actually really works with Tahu, because that is his secondary or transparent color. That's how it looks, kind of just sitting there. Looks really cool. Very nice and vibrant and bright. You can see all the detail really well. That really shines quite nicely. And I'll go ahead and throw that up on the screen. There we go. That is on Tahu. And it really does work with his color scheme. So if you don't want his red mask, get one of these and you can get that. Now, at time of release, this poly bag was around whatever price you could get it for. It was free, and so if you got a Mixel or a bunch of Mixels, you could get this along with it. It also came with like a, I think, Lego Elves booklet. However, now I'm not really sure what the market price is. You can probably get it for around, if I'd had to wager, maybe around $10 to $30, give or take. So let's go ahead and move on to the next mask right now. And here we have the next mask, the San Diego Comic-Con. What is this? Skull Scorpio mask. There we go. Now, as we can see, this was for Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con 2015. And there's no difference between this and any of the others. It comes in the same case. There were only about, let's see, doesn't even have a part count. Okay, I believe there were around 1,500 of these made. I'm not 100% sure nor married to that number, so feel free to correct me in the comments. As we can see, we have this cool background, which is actually the background for Skull Grinder versus Mask Maker. We have a logo here, and that's a lot of this is what you're paying for. And then we have the Skull Scorpio mask, and it is in a bright, bright transparent green. So let's go ahead and break it out of here. Same as the other one. There we go. And here is the mask. Same thing as, you know, the normal one. It's just in this bright transparent, bright transparent light green. Its textures are still there. So there you go. It's very bright, as you can probably tell. There it is on its own. It's really cool. And And this actually really works for Skull Scorpio's color scheme. I'll go ahead and throw that up on the screen right about now. This is Skull Scorpio wearing it. Really works out because his primary color is the lime green, and it sets him apart from Skull Basher, who has the same mask in the same color. So if you really like it, go ahead and throw it on. It will enhance the set quite a substantial amount. So the retail price right now, market price, is going to be around $30 to $60 or more. Maybe $20 to $60. You can get it. It's somewhat common online, but it is a bit expensive. So if you don't like spending a lot of money on one mask, you probably will not want to get this. But there it is. It's kind of cool. And then, like I said, go ahead, line that back up, put the mask back in, and snap it back together. As soon as you get this stupid thing to get out of the joint. There you go. Alright, and there you have it. Let's go ahead and move on to the next mask. And here we have the Skull Mask, the Villain Pack. As you can see here, this one actually looks really cool. You've got the gold skull mask there. You've got this large kind of matte thing, and then most importantly to a lot of people, the stand, and it looks really cool. Nothing special on the back. Yeah, let's go ahead and pop this thing right open. Alright, and there we have it. There's a lot of stuff here. Let's get the least important stuff out of the way. The mask comes in this. So, there's that. We got the instructions here. Obviously, it's a standard pamphlet. You know, nothing incredible. Just tells you what's what. You know, stand, it goes on there. On the other side, instructions. Tells you how to put it together. And as you can see, I've already gone ahead and done that. Now, this is the stand. This thing is cool. It's very lightweight, obviously. Very hollow. But as we can see here, it's really neat. It's just, you know, run-of-the-mill stand. And then the gold skull mask is shaped for Kulta or a skull warrior. So there we have that there. Very nice. Good to have it in gold. We now have this mask in all of the metallic colors, the primary metallic colors. But yeah, the stand is nice. Obviously enough. This is not standing here usually. The instructions tell you to put the mask down there. That does not work. Go ahead and put it in that little niche right there. And there it is from the back. And again, this can be used for anything. You get 6 of these, you put all the great masks on it, you're all good to go. And that turns so you can have it facing like that. It's really neat. Now the other thing we have here, this is a large mat. On one side, it has all the masks and all the elements. On the other, just got the mask creation. So it's really cool. You flatten that out about as much as you can, and you just put the mask on it. Acts kind of like just some sort of a neat little, what do they call them? I can't figure it out. You know, you put drinks on it, coaster. And a nice little coaster right there. And of course you can fold it back up if you so choose. Kind of like that. Now as far as the price for these goes, I'm not entirely sure. I think it is in the pricier range, maybe between $5 and $40. You'll see annotations on all of these if I'm wrong, which I probably am on all of these, because I stupidly didn't do the research, but I will afterwards, haha. So yeah, I'll go ahead and this can be thrown on anyone, but I'll go ahead and throw it up on Skull Grinder, aka Kulta. Alright, so there you go. Let's go ahead and move on to the last one. This is arguably the most important one. People look for this the most. Let's go. That's right, everyone. Here we have it. The 2015 LEGO Inside Tour BIONICLE event exclusive Galley Mask. Now, I do certifiably know how much this goes for. Retailing, because this is so exclusive, only around 200 of these were made. You can tell this is 141. Because it's so exclusive, these retail easily for $800. Just this. $800. Obviously enough, I'm not made of gold. I did not pay that amount. A gracious, generous, absolutely fantastic fan of ours was at that tour. They got 2 of these. They wanted to sell one to us. So I'm not going to name names because I forgot their name. But you know who you are. Thank you so, so much. This is a cool mask. Back is nothing special. Obviously, it's just warning, telling you not to choke on it. Don't eat it. Again, this is 141 out of 200 for the inside tour. Let's go ahead and pop this Spud Puppy open. It opens like any of the other ones. We can forget that little thing for right now. Let's just look at the mask. There it is. Just bright and blue. Now, the interesting thing to note is that this mask is not Galley 2015's primary color, and I'll go ahead and throw it on the screen. This is Galley wearing the mask. And you can see it looks dynamite. The exception is it's not on her color scheme. It's not a general part of her color scheme, which is interesting. They could have done it in a brighter blue. Don't know why they didn't. But with this mask, this means that all of the Toa have slightly or fully transparent masks in a color tendentially related to them. It's really cool. It's a beautiful mask. And again, it's very expensive. So if you have one, you want to keep it, do so. If you don't, you're going to be making a lot of money for it. So go ahead and put it back in. You know, line up the little thingamabob. Right there. Now, of course, the $800 price is the highest I've personally seen it. Could probably go for higher. And this is granted that you keep it in this case. So go ahead and slide that in. Boom. So there you have it. Let's go ahead and talk about these in bulk for just a moment. Alright, and here we have them all once again. So let's talk about this a little bit. Let me answer a couple of questions, because I'm sure people are not going to watch all the way through, and are going to have some questions, and I'll have to answer them all the way at the bottom again. So I'll just sum this up here. Am I going to be reviewing anything from 2016? Well, yes and no. So, 2016, it had one poly bag that was, you know, kind of like, oh goodness, what was it? It was kind of like this bag thing right here. And it has a towel, like a cloth, and some Technic pieces. Nothing of interest to me. I think it also had the mask creation. There's nothing interesting about that to me. These are all very exclusive, hard-to-find masks. This is interesting stuff. One of them even has a full-fledged stand. These are collectibles. What that is, that's a surplus pack, really. Additionally, I will not be reviewing the little polybag scorpion thing. I'm just not, as no canon relevance. It's basically like good guy or bad guy. It doesn't matter to me. I will be reviewing a gill. There we go. So, look out for that. But yeah, here are all the collectibles. They're very interesting, really fun to have. If you can get them, definitely do so. I am incredibly grateful to have had the opportunity to acquire all of these masks. It's really, really nice to actually see them, and considering that Generation 2 is now over, I'm happy that I was able to do this. This is the first time I've ever been able to do anything like this while BIONICLE's been around. I don't think I'll be able to do it again. So, what do you guys think? Do you like these? Which one is your favorite? I'm gonna put my money on that one. Thank you all very much for watching. I will see you all again next time with some more reviews at another point in the future. See you all later.